Hello guys and welcome to the FTOG server where we are playing Infinity Evolve in expert mode. And today I am going to abandon the machines mostly and go back to doing some magical stuff. But before doing that, I do want to do start a tiny technical project. And that's to do with working on a solution to my storage problem. Because right now, my life is a mess. I just have chests filled with random stuff everywhere. I mean, those 4 are just the beginning. Then on this level, we still have all of these crates. And I have a bunch of stuff in my old hobbit hole at the bottom. So what I want to do is do RF tools remote storage. I've a couple of people on the server, Thorgal and Renovate, definitely have already started using them. I've used the RF tools modular storage on other mod packs and I really like it. Now, the one thing I really like about it is that in other mod packs is that it is very easy to craft. I mean, that's lovely about RF tools, no huge crafting rabbit holes. Of course, this is expert mode, so things are going to be a little bit different. Let's look at remote storage. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. I mean, we've got tons of ender pearls because of the mob farm because of the mob farm. So, all of this is lovely. And normally the machine frame is very easy to use as well. It needs a thermal expansion machine frame, that's new. And it will only take the resonant machine frame from thermal expansion. Now, the challenge in making this is not really all these components. Well, I guess the Enderium gear is, it's not very challenging. Not right now. The real challenge is that I think it takes 50 million RF. So I've added a couple more lasers to my assembly table. I'm sure this is not enough. And I've added a couple more solar panels. I'll show you in a second. So let's just set this up. Now, here's my Enderium gear. So one of those, I don't know if it has to be, and I'm sure I have some crushed obsidian, and I've already prepared these things. Refined iron plate. Let's see. I don't know if the pattern is important or if it's shapeless. And then I made something I do something here? No. I made this. Oh, and I also made this already in the assembly table. It's an emerald chipset, so it's an emerald and redstone dust. Oh my god. Oh, it's here. Wow, I thought I lost it. Honestly, this pack is nerve-wracking. Yep, machine frame resonant. Okay, well, this is going to take a very long time to happen. So, like hours, I expect. Let me just show you the solar panels. I had to put them outside, and I'm really freaked out about creepers coming in and blowing them up. So each one of those provides 64,000 RF, so 250 in total. Yeah, I started actually making these paving stones of warding to prevent creepers getting to them, but these are quite expensive, so I didn't make that many. And I guess the creepers won't be able to fly here, so hopefully this is safe, because these solar panels are not trivial to make at all. I would like to make 4 more, and then I could combine them all in the next level, which I think would be tier 4 with 520 RF, but I would like to develop some auto crafting before doing that. Okay, but I think the assembly table, I think the resonant machine frame, let's just see if anything's happening. It doesn't seem to have made any progress, which I guess is expected. I think this is all I will do today for the remote storage. And I want to go back to the magics. And in fact, I really want to start on Botania. Start setting up my own Botania place on one of the platforms up there. But to start with, I am going to use the common magic shop that was set up here by Mike and possibly Dragonfu, I guess. Not sure. Hard to give credits to everybody because everybody does so much on the server. Except for me, I am totally lazy and a bad community member, but that's okay. You know, you need some bad apples as well. And look at this. I mean, look at all those poor suckers who donated their heads to as decorations. I mean, guess whose head is missing from here? Ha 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 ha. And I mean, it's not like I haven't died. I mean, I've died plenty of times. But, you know, I haven't lost my head. So, but anyway. Yeah, having said all of this, let's get serious and start on the magics. So I am going to, I was going to donate some coal to the cause here. I've already done it. I've already made the basic runes because, you know, otherwise it would take me a humongous amount of time to do things. So the first thing to decide on is flower generation. Sorry, I'm just trying to get organized and get all my stuff. So a lot of people like the Ender Flames here, which work off coal. And I like them myself, you know, I've used them quite extensively in other packs. But I feel like having a change, so I thought I could go with the gourmet lilies, I think. So these basically eat food to produce mana. And a lot of people on the server have used the culinary generators to produce RF. I haven't, I went for solar power. So I think these are basically the mana equivalent of culinary generators. And as you can see, they require the Rune of Fire. I've got quite a few of those. And then the Rune of Summer, which needs air and earth, which is fine. Couple of things. Oh, melon, that's what I'm missing. I'll have to go get the melon. And the Imbued Slate. And this is a really quite expensive bit of it because in total I think you need 8,000 LP. Just going to go and visit Dragon's restaurant storage room to see whether he has any melons. Yeah, so that's that rune is kind of the rate limiting step for me right now. There's melon. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I thought I'd make 4 of those flowers to start with and see how it goes, how fast they can generate the mana. And if that's not enough, I can always make a few more. Whenever I record here, my frames are just, I mean, it's okay right now, but every once in a while it just goes to a complete standstill. And alright, I'm gonna bring some coal and donate it to the coal generator there as well. Okay, so I think it was rune of this and rune of this. I've noticed that the rune making in Botania has changed a bit, and I actually quite like it the way it is now. Let's just get organized. More or less. Is that everything? That might. Oh no, there's still. So one of this, I think. One of this. 2 of these, 1 of this, and finally, look, like it shows you in a little circle around the cursor what the recipe is. And what was the last thing? Those things. Those are expensive. And then you don't have to use the wand. If the recipe is right, it will just start making it automatically, which I really like. Alright, and then 1 of those, and there it is. So I'm gonna make 4 of those and then start making the flowers. Actually, alright, so I have almost made all of the flowers. I've got 3 flowers. I thought I would make the last one on camera, just so I don't end up doing everything off camera. It's really hard to figure out the right balance, because I think if I crafted everything on camera, it would end up being very boring. On the other hand, I'm missing something. I think it needs another yellow one. Yes, it's really nice now. Like, if you get the recipe right, it shows it to you. So let's put the seed, and we've got our 4 flowers. Now I would like to turn these into floating flowers, because I don't want to put down dirt here. And for that we're going to need a few more just box standard botania flowers, which hopefully I have in my bag. Let me get rid of some of this mess. Oh my god, botania flowers, where are you? Here we've got 2 of these and 2 of these. Don't think it really matters. I also went ahead and I prepared these pasture seeds. These are really nice. They will make grass wherever you put them down. And basically it's just grass dipped in some manna. So we put the dirt and we put these. No, why is you not working? Did I do something wrong? It's not impossible. So basically I'm trying to make this. Oh, I know. We need some glowstone. I was surprised. I kept thinking there is some glowstone involved in this. And I even had some prepared. And, but then the recipe was without glowstone. But this will only work if we make glimmering botania flowers. Like so. And give me this. This needs... Yeah, I couldn't understand why the recipe didn't have glowstone in it, because I definitely remembered there being glowstone. Not you, but you. Okay, and now I think if we combine the floating flowers with this, we'll get the floating gourmet release. And you too as well. Perfect. Now, where do I want to put them? I guess I'll put them somewhere here. And one of the first things I might want to do, let's just use this, is put down the dropper, because I want the flowers here. And I want stuff dropping on them. Okay, where is my... I really need a better, whatever that thing is called, mattock. Shouldn't be using stone at this stage. So I'm just gonna put the dropper here. Alright. Mattock again. And now we can just plant the flowers. I think they give off light as well, which is really pretty. And now when we put food in here, the flowers should be able to eat it. So the only other thing we need is, I made a couple of mana spreaders. Let's just put one here. And let's direct it at the mana pool. Okay. So we're going to put food in this, but we need it to drop every once in a while. And I just thought I don't have the sand on me. One thing I've forgotten. But anyway, so the way I want to time it so it drops, I think I'm gonna try one drop every 30 seconds to start with and see how that goes. The way I'm gonna do that is by using the Botania hourglass. So it's really nice. It's controlled by sand. It's a fairly simple recipe, which I don't think has been changed from Botania, so that's amazing. And hopefully I have everything I need. And now, except for the sand. So if I put this against the dropper, shift click, and give it some sand, it's going to turn when the sand runs out, and every time it turns, it's going to emit a redstone signal, causing the food to drop down. The only thing I might not have on me is sand. Yep, no sand. Okay, here's the bit where I go like crazy. Okay, I am back with the sand. Hopefully I've edited out all that boring thing, and well, look, I got 30 exactly. So this will give us 30-second gaps between the signals. Now the question is, what shall we feed our flowers? And I think I might go with a hot dog if I can find my pot. So the hot dog is not the best food, but it's not the worst either. And I mean, the pot roast, which I really like, is a better food, and so is the hamburgers, especially the deluxe burgers, which Dragon is now serving in his restaurant. But what I like about, I was going to have all of this done, but I will do it off camera. I'll finish it off when the tofu firms up, so this will be enough. What I really like about the hot dogs is it's an incredibly simple recipe, like so. And also we found all those pig spawners in the runic dungeon, so I might possibly bring one up and set it up. So instead of firm tofu, we'll just be using pig meat from the spawner, which might be easier. So I'm gonna put this in, and when that's finished processing, I'm gonna put the rest of the stack in, and then I'll just see how much mana gets generated and how long it takes and how much mana can get generated from a stack of hot dogs, and then I'll see whether to proceed with it or not. Is it dropping? Come on, we have to wait the full 30 seconds, I guess. Right, I guess one flower got it. Alright, so I'll use up the rest of that bread in here and see how much a stack gives me. So it took them less than half an hour to eat that stack of hot dogs. I actually decreased the time in the timer here to 20 seconds because they were munching on it so fast. And this is how much, where is my wand? This is how much mana that stack gave. So it's almost a quarter of a mana pool. So I think it would probably take almost 5 stacks to fill the mana pool, and would probably take around, 2 hours. Anyway, while I've been waiting, I've cooked some more food for them so they can start munching on this. And just to speed things up, I made some of this pot roast, which I like eating myself. Now that's a more complicated recipe, but it should produce more mana. So, because my aim today is to fill up this pool, if you look at the mana tablet recipe, I don't know how true this is because normally a mana tablet takes half a pool of mana, but here it sort of seems to show that it's a full pool. But anyway, while these are munching on this, it's still gonna take a couple of hours to do this, so I'll have to AFK again. But before I do that, I thought we could make a few of the other things that are necessary for the mana tablet, which strangely enough is made on the runic altar, and it sort of seems to come completely filled with mana. So I've made these basic runes. I have these reinforced slates from the time I was doing blood magic. This seems to be a very simple recipe, so we can go and make some of these flasks now. Just a greatwood slab and metaglass paints. And finally, oh, what is happening? Why am I pressing keys at random? Finally, the rune of mana. Now, this is kind of complicated. Okay, this is not so bad. Well, it's not really that complicated. It just needs the balance shard and a few other things. So I think let's do that in the downstairs in the common runic altar and also make the jar. And then I will wait. Then I will have everything ready to make mana tablet except for the mana. Before we go there, let's just have a quick look at the see, this is still going, and it's been going for hours. I mean, I sort of left the game and did all sorts of other things and came back to it. It's progressed quite well. I guess that's, I don't know, 3/4 done, maybe a little bit more, but it's a slow process. But never mind, it will get done. And when I get this, I am going to make the remote storage off camera and sort it out, just because the storage is driving me crazy and I couldn't possibly fit it into this episode, and I don't want to wait anymore to doing it. So Thorgal has done this already, and so has Renovate, and I'm not really going to do anything that they haven't done, anything different from them. So if you're curious about how to craft the items and what you need, I suggest you look at their videos. And of course you should look at the videos of all the other people in the server. All the links will be in the description of this video. There's loads of cool people here with loads of cool builds. And yeah, it's very interesting to see what's happening. Okay. Let's stop blabbing away. So I think I need to add mana to this and also to this. Oh yes, and the balanced shard. Let's see. So you've got the mana steel, very good, and the mana pearl. And the balanced shard. The balanced shard always scares me, but it's actually a very simple recipe. The one I use is 2 cobblestone. I think it just comes from the wiki. 2 sugar cane and 2 blaze powder. So this will give you apparently two of each of the aspects, except for Ordo. So let's find Ordo. Is this Ordo? Are you Ordo? Yes. All of this into the Thonecraft. Is it Crucible? I don't know. I'm actually going to empty this and fill it up again because who knows what's been in there. Okay, bubble, bubble, boil and trouble. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and 1. And there we have it, the balanced chart. I should make more of these. I really need to make the primal charm. I did see that it was in an ingredient in one of the recipes, but I just want to have it anyway. So the other thing, so let's see, I think this was what I needed to make the rune of mana. This. Yeah, so let's just make that. Here. So it's this. 3 of these. And you. Piece of living rock. Yeah, well, this isn't completely mana free. I've brought some more coal. I keep restocking this with coal, hopefully making up for the mana that I'm using. Where's my wand of the forest? Okay, you only get one of them. Oh, one thing that was very nice about the runic crafting that I did before to make the rune of summer is that I got the runes back. That was very nice. Oh, what am I doing? I need a great wood slab, and I'm gonna steal some mana glass because, well, I don't think I've made this, but might as well use it. So there we go. You can go back here. Let's put the wand in. No, we're not going again. Why not? And there we go. Nothing complicated about it at all. Let's return those 2 mana glasses. Okay, so there's this. So basically I have everything. I haven't got the runic altar, but I think it's not a very difficult thing to make here. Let's just look at it very quickly. Runic altar. It would help if I could spell it. Yeah, that's just the standard botania recipe. Okay, well, I'll make this off camera, and when my flowers have eaten all the food and the mana pool is full, I'll come back to make the mana tablet. So after eating 2 stacks of hot dogs and 1 stack of pot roast, the pool is full. Well, this is on top of the initial stack of hot dogs. But this is excellent. I can now try and make the botania mana tablet. So I'm going to transfer the mana through sparks. Except it's not letting me. Why not? See, I don't usually... Oh, maybe I can't do it through sparks. Interesting. I don't usually use sparks for... well, let that spark stay. I wouldn't normally use sparks for a runic altar, but it seems to me that this is using a lot of mana. At least that's what the recipe says. So let's just quickly remember what the recipe is. Hopefully I have all this stuff. I'm pretty sure I do. Here we go. See, this seems to indicate loads of mana. Oh. Oh, okay, so I needed the balance shard for this. So we've got the Rune of Mana. There is one thing I've forgotten. Of course, we've got this, which I don't think I have a spare bit of living rock to throw on this. But I think we need one of each of these. Oh my god, what happened? Right, this is it. I'm moving out of spawn. I have decided. The bad frame rates are just insufferable. That's 4 of them. Yep. Right, well, I am just going to put everything on. And I will quickly go and get a piece of living rock, which I need to switch this on. That thing is a killer. That elevator, I often get suffocation damage. It's not, clearly I didn't design it very well. If I don't center myself right in the middle of the elevator, I end up jumping down into a wall and suffocate. It's quite scary sometimes. Okay, run! Wow. I'm just curious to see how long it will take to draw up all that mana, and whether it really is as much as is shown. Oh, went too high. As much as is shown on. Oh yes, it is that much. Look at it. It's barely even. It's done a tiny little chunk. So it's a real pity I couldn't for some reason put a spark on it. I don't know, is it just impossible or was I doing something wrong? Anyway, this will obviously take a long time, so I will break here and I will see you in a bit. Okay, finally, it's finished. It took forever, like half an hour or something. Everything I do today takes a long time. So let's... Yes, we have it. And I got back the runes, which I'm very happy about. Also, it didn't use up the whole mana pool, it used up half a mana pool. Which makes sense, because if you wanted to fill up a mana tablet, it uses up half a mana pool in normal botania. So yes, fantastic. I really feel I'm finally progressing with the thing, because this opens up all sorts of possibilities. For one thing, I can use the Rod of the Seas. Okay, I would use it, except I can't remember where I've put the Petal Apothecary. Or maybe I didn't make one. Never mind. Oh, there it is. Voila! Bam! Right, but a more interesting rod. There are loads of rods that I will do now. A more interesting rod that I wanted to have is the Rod of the Skies. This guy. Right, I hope I don't kill myself demonstrating what it can do. Am I outside the roof? Way! So you don't take any fall damage as you fall, but you can't actually move. You can only go up. So on its own, it's not that very useful. Now, I wish we had some kind of a glider to go with it. There is, of course, the hang glider, but it might be a little bit hard to use because, you're holding this and then you'd have to change to the hang glider. So what I really like to do is use it with the Dark Ender IO Dark Armor. Now, I don't have any Dark Ender IO machines. I don't have the smeltery. So you'd think I wouldn't be able to make this. However, I found quite a lot of dark steel, like about 20 pieces or maybe even more, in various villages and chests, which makes it possible for me to make the dark plate and also the glider wings. So this is more dark steel and leather. And I do believe to attach these, I don't think I need to empower this, because of course you can give this power, but I think I can just do it in an anvil without, I don't think it needs power. Yep, enchantment costs 10. And now, the only thing is I haven't set up my keys, so this might take a little while. No, it isn't. Glider is now active. This is gonna be so cool. I know I keep coming up with imperfect ways of flying, but there we go. And you can really move, you can cover a lot of ground this way. I mean, it's not perfect flight for building, and it's a little bit dangerous to use it in the nether, I find. But in terms of just flying in the overworld and traveling, look, this is Thorgal's magic area. Oh, and somebody slept. How nice of them. Oh, is that his witchery? What is this? Oh, I think that's the witchery circle he set up. And the horses. Oh my god, he's got mushrooms. Yeah, in terms of just flying around, I never realized he was so close to the spawner. Alright guys, I am going to stop blabbering on now, and I will say goodbye. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next episode.